Hi. In this self-learning video, I'm going to show you how to create an attribute view. We are discussing on the topic of persistent model, and we have seen one of the development artifacts view in one of the earlier sessions. So we created a file with an extension .htb view, and we have created the join condition inside that, and we have created the view. So now attribute view is going to be just like that of your HDB view. The only difference is going to be that in the attribute view, you can do much more job than just doing the joins. So you can perform the calculations or by specifying some expressions, or you can have this hierarchies, that is like you will have this drill down option to navigate into this DB and view the further informations and so on. So the attribute view is one of the development object used for the purpose of modeling, and in this tutorial we are going to create one of the one simple attribute view. Right. So what are the things that can be contained in the attributes are we can have this columns, then we can have this calculated columns. Unlike view, we only have the join conditions wherein we just read the information from the database and display it. But whereas in case of attribute view, we can have this calculated columns wherein you can just have the aggregated amount of the total field, or you can have this currency conversion happening inside this or quantity conversion happening inside this. Basically you can perform some drill down operations and you can display them. Then we can have this hierarchies in your view. Then apart from that, what are the things that are required for us to create this attribute view? We would be needing the source table, and then we would be having this relationship with that of the other tables. So based upon this, we are going to create the attribute view. Now, unlike the other catalog objects which we go and create it in the file based architecture, the attribute view, analytic view, or calculated view, this modeling object has to be created from the package level. That is, you will always create your attribute view in your systems tab. So what I have done is I have opened the system tab, and I have opened this content folder, and inside this content folder I'm going to go ahead and create the attribute view. So we are developing a project called as an exercise 3, for which we already have a folder here in the package location. So inside this here, whatever is the project which you are creating, that will be created as a folder location over there. So inside this package I'm going to create another sub package. That is basically package is nothing but a folder. So I'm going to create a subfolder called modeling, and inside that I'm going to have all my different modeling objects. So right click, new, and say package. I'm going to give the name of the package as modeling, contains modeling objects, and I click on OK. So I have just created a folder called modeling under this package exercise 3, and inside this folder we are going to create our attribute view. So to create the attribute view, right click on this modeling object and say new and choose attribute. So this is going to open up a wizard wherein we are going to say what is the attribute view that we are going to create. For example, I'm going to give this attribute view name as 80 underscore products. So change the description, attribute view to display product information. Right, then click on finish to complete the wizard. So this should now create us the attribute view. Here we will be finding a couple of things called as the semantics, and another one is the data foundation. Now this data foundation is going to contain the sources of different database table for which you are going to perform the join, and in the right hand side in the detail section you will be able to see what are these different tables that you have used, and what are the fields that are available in the table, and how one table is mapped with the another table. And here in the output you will be able to see what is the columns that you have added as the output, and what are the columns that comes as an calculated columns. So now what I'm going to do is I have opened the schema SAP underscore HANA underscore demo, and inside this we have some tables which are provided by SAP. So I'm going to take some of the table from this and I'm going to perform the join among this table. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this product table, I'm going to drag and drop it into the data foundation. So now this table has displayed me the product information. So now to add this particular fields to the output, all you have to do is you have to select on this round symbol and that will be highlighted with an orange. So whatever the things that you have selected and those things would be displayed in an orange color. Right, so these are the different information that I wanted to display. So now if I activate this view, then this view is going to give me only some 4 columns from this particular table. So we wanted to do display more information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this business partner table to that of your data foundation. So when I add this business partner table, then you will get this. Sorry, it was not added. So I'm going to add this business partner table over here, and in the business partner table we have this partner ID which I'm going to map it with that of the partner ID. So when we are executing this view, whatever is the product chosen, whatever is the partner ID for that corresponding values, it is going to retrieve the information from this particular table as well. So I'm just creating the mapping relationship between the supplier partner ID and to that of the sorry partner ID of this particular table. So when you select on this link, it will give you the options for that, and you can see that the join type is referential join. Now I know that for one single partner there can be only one partner address, partner details maintained in the table. So I'm going to give the cardinality of the relation as 1:1, which means for this one particular record there is another record in this particular table. So from the product we have taken the partner, and from the partner we have taken these things. So here I'm just going to add this partner information, email address, phone number and address ID to that of the detail. Now I want to display the more detailed address of the partner. So here we have an address table which I'm going to add it to the data foundation, and I'm going to map this address ID of this partner with that of the address ID of the table. So I have added the address ID of the partner to that of the address table, and I'm going to maintain the cardinality as 1:1. Right. So and from this address ID table I'm just going to add the city and postal code to the output, and here you can see what are the fields that has been added as the output. So here I'm going to mark this product ID as the key field. So when you're going to create an attribute view, there should be at least one field that has to be marked as a key field. So here I have just created this product ID as this output, and in case if you wanted to change the label, you can also change the label over here and you can display them as an output. Then I'm going to add more table to the output. So I'm going to add this text table to the data foundation, and this text table I'm going to perform the joining with that of the base table. So I have just brought this table over here, and now this product table has this description for which I wanted to give the text instead of the description ID. So I'm going to map this with that of the text ID. So I have maintained this description ID and I have mapped it along with this that of the text ID. And here I'm just going to give this output as the text information. Now this output that I'm going to give it as a text information, I wanted this output to be coming according to the language in which the user has logged on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this one and I'm going to change this type of join as select text join before, because we are joining based upon the text condition. And here I'm going to select this column language, and depending upon the language column in which the user has logged on, I'm going to take that particular language and I'm going to retrieve the text in that particular language. So This is basically how you group different tables, and then you add what are the necessary fields that are required for output, and you add those information. So now I'm done with this modeling, and I'm going to check if everything is all right. Okay, so here you can see that it has been completed with warning, and I'm going to activate this view. So now my view has been activated and it has been created. So inside the attribute view, I'm just going to open this data preview for this view, and you can see that the data for the selected columns would be displayed. So go to the section raw data, and here you will be find what are the fields that we have passed, and we have this address ID, and from the address table we have taken the city and postal code. Then we have given the corresponding text for the table, so sorry, for the product. And here in the analysis you can also go ahead and do some analysis. For example, I'm just going to check what are the categories and what are the price for those different categories. So I haven't added the price to the output field, so I'll just go here and I will add this and activate it. Then click on refresh. Okay, it's not yet activated. Okay, it is done now. I'm just going to add the category in the x-axis, and I'm going to add the price in the y-axis, so that now you could get some analytic information on what are the product categories and what is their price information. Same way, you can also go to this distinct value and you can check for a particular category what are the products which are there. So in this category there are this many percentage of products that are available. So this kind of information you can get it from the attribute view itself. Right, so now what I will do is I will go ahead and add one calculated column over here. So to add the calculated column, just right click on this and say new, and this is going to add your calculated column. For example, I'm going to add a column called as a discount. So I'm adding a column called discount, and here I'm going to say that what are the columns that I have from the price. I'm going to give 5% as a discount. So price percentage 5, this is going to be my expression. So whatever the expression that are possible, you will be able to find those information within this three different section itself. So what are the fields, what are the different expression that you can do, and what are the functions that you can do for the conversions and all, so that you can check over here. So I have created a calculator column, and we need to give this length for the calculated column, like how many data it can, how many length of data it can contains, and the decimal points and so on. So I have added this calculated column. So activate the view. So view is getting activated. Here you can see that. So it's completed successfully. Now if you go to this view and if you refresh the data, then at the end you would be able to see the discount column, wherein it has calculated 5% as a discount, right? So in the next tutorial I will be explaining how to create a analytical view.